Yes, as we go, Julia.
Okay, welcome back. We sincerely apologize for the technical difficulties. 6 minutes left here in the first quarter. Luckily, we haven't missed any of the action. Westwood, that was on 2nd down and 7 from the 45. Again, if you're just joining us, if you've been trying to stick with us, we appreciate you watching either on our KVUE YouTube channel or KVUE Plus. Tyler Feldman, Jeff Jones, Corey Mose, Johan Castro working tirelessly at the station to help us with some technical difficulties. So glad you're with us. Westwood taking on Manor tonight at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. Some playoff implications on the line. We'll get to that in just a bit. Westwood has the football. It's 3rd down and 7 from the 45-yard line. Owen Norrell, the senior quarterback, 6'3", 183, drops back, checks it off around midfield. That's Mike Davis, and Mike Davis gets serious yardage near the 30-yard line.
Mike Davis, one of the big-time players in this offense, not because of the stats he puts up, but just because of the impact he makes as a leader and as a blocker. His role as an H-back, sometimes tight end in this offense. Honestly, if you're a defense player playing against Westwood, number 12 has to be one of your keys. In run plays, follow number 12, and you're likely going to see the ball hitting right behind him. And apparently on pass plays as well, he finds open space and converts on 3rd down.
1st and 10 from the 31. Norrell hands it off to Damani Stewart, and Stewart cuts around the edge and gets about 5 yards before he's taken out of bounds.
It's as if the Westwood offensive coaches have KVUE Plus or KVUE's YouTube channel going on in the press box because Mike Davis, number 12, led us right to that run play. Damani Stewart doesn't need a ton of help. He's a great running back, one of the best in Central Texas and maybe the whole state. But he gets help from his favorite blocker on that play.
And this is the second game we've broadcast involving Westwood football. Damani Stewart, Jamaican native, and he's come over and he started playing football. And he found out he's really good at football.
Yeah.
2nd and 4 from the 25, Norrell. Back to Stewart. Stewart, up the middle. Tough to bring down, finally inside the 20, 19-yard line for the 1st down.
Took 3 guys to bring him down on that play, running to the ball, getting multiple defensive hats around the ball. It's going to be key for both of these defenses. Damani Stewart is the running back on the field right now. He's one of the best in the state. And when Manor takes the field, they're going to bring on another one of the state's top running backs. I can't wait to see what both of these teams do on the ground in this game.
Titus Petaway, Manor's star running back. Well, of course, get more on him when the Mustangs are on offense. 1st and 10 from the 14. Here's Norrell. Back to Stewart. Stewart ducks, dives, and dodges until he's brought down after a couple yards. 4:18 left to play in this first quarter. Thankfully, neither team did anything during our technical difficulties. That's just smart football by both the Warriors and the Mustangs. That's how you do it.
Just gave us a little bit of time to build the drama.
Coach Keller and Coach Wood, they knew we were having problems up here, so they made sure that they had problems down there.
That's considerate.
It really is. 2 great head coaches. 2nd and 9 from the 13. Norrell rolls out to his right, looks into the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown. Lane Wood, his 5th of the season. It's the Warriors who strike first.
Yeah, hard to believe that Lane entered this game with only 19 catches on the season. Every time I've seen a Westwood game, I've seen him make big plays. He likes to hang out in the end zone. 19, so let's see, that's about 20 catches on the season, and 5 of them have gone for scores.
That's a high percentage.
High percentage. What is that, 20%?
That is 25%. 5%.
All right, there we go. There we go.
Sorry, we were dealing with some technical difficulties, so my math skills my brain's not nearly fried quite yet. We've got a whole football game to get to.
Brain's working at about 25%.
So it's Owen Norrell, his 13th touchdown pass of the season. 5th time it goes to Lane Wood, and Mr. Wood gives Westwood the lead with 3:46 left to play here in the first quarter. It's the Warriors 7, Manor nothing. Again, we appreciate you watching, streaming KVUE's Friday Football Fever on Thursday, week 10 of the Texas high school football season. And you've got it live here on KVUE Plus and our KVUE YouTube channel. And Jeff, while we were figuring out how to turn our mics on, now I want everyone to know, watching at home, it was not that simple, but it wasn't a mic issue.
I want everyone at home to know that power buttons should all be red. They should be bright. The biggest button on the controller, that's what they need to be.
Everything was plugged in correctly. I guess they just didn't want to hear us. It's that full moon high above the sky here at the Palace. Nice little nickname. Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, Round Rock ISD, home of the Warriors and some other teams.
Little shade on this Thursday?
Well, we're calling it for the Warriors.
That's true. That's true.
I can say what I want.
Tonight it's the home of the Warriors.
To highlight the orange and white. It rained a significant amount throughout the day, but it is clear skies. Dark skies now at this point. Under the lights. Some high school football on Thursday. Second to last Thursday night of this 2023 high school football season.
The regular season, right?
Regular season. Pablo Zavala kicks things off for Westwood. Received around the 22 for the Mustangs. Jaden Buck on the return. Gets it out close to the 35-yard line. And here comes the Mustangs offense. Led by senior quarterback Jason Zardovets, 6'5", 195. And of course, number 2, right next to Zardovets, that's Titus Petaway. Great story. Played linebacker last year and didn't want to sit behind Quentin Joyner, who's now at USC, and now he's just exploded into another fantastic running back at Manor as he gets the rock. Wow. Keeps the feet moving, takes 4 or 5 Warriors just to bring him down.
Yeah, he is hard to bring down. He said he didn't want to play running back. I think it might have been more than coaches. What I've heard is that Titus was begging him. He's been begging him for a while. Please put me at running back. Please put me at running back. He's feeling like that was his natural position. But the coaches say, hey, man, you're too good of an athlete to sit on the sideline, to sit behind our starting Power 5 tailback. We need you on the field. We're going to find a way to get you there. So they let him play the defensive side. Now he's earning some college interest as a tailback.
Play action. Zardovets just has to throw it away. Heavy pressure by that Westwood defensive front, led by the nose tackle, Jacob Brown.
Yeah, that's something I'm going to be watching a lot.
And Henry Kubelka.
This Manor offensive line, last week they had to go without 3 of their starters, 2 for injury and 1 had a legal situation that he's figuring out. And today they're still down a few starters. They've had to move up guys from junior varsity. They've had to flip over starters from their D-line to O-line. And it's tough for those big guys to play a lot of snaps. So if you're switching sides on the line, you're probably switching just to stay.
There's Zardovets on 3rd down. Perfect ball caught. Cam Lewis. First down, Mustangs.
Yeah, great touch on that one. Cam Lewis is a guy who was unable to play last week. Tyler, he twisted his knee in pregame warm-ups last week. Just a tough way to go down, but he was unable to play in that game, and now he is back and already contributing, not even through the first quarter.
Less than 3 minutes to play in this opening quarter. It's Westwood 7, Manor nothing. Mustangs with the football. The rock goes to Mr. Petaway, and Petaway has his way up the middle across midfield for a nice chunk of change.
Yeah, nice hold there made by this, I don't want to call him a makeshift offensive line, but that's exactly what it is. It's an offensive line they pieced together with a few different pieces over the past few weeks, and they created a nice hold on that one for their big-time running back.
2nd and 4 from the 44. Zardovets takes the handoff, hits his man, Peyton Guyton. But Guyton gets wrapped up by Abe Whitley, the junior.
Here's something I love, Tyler, if you can help me out with the camera. It's Halloween time, and you never know what you're going to see in the stands. A shark just ran by the boot. Oh,
And
the
now
shark's
it's a
gone.
human.
Now it's a
The
human.
shark has somehow transformed miraculously
Back into a shark?
into a shark.
All right. You never know what you're going to get in late October.
That costume certainly has some bite. 3rd and 8 from the 48. Petaway gets it, finds a seam, and that's a nice gain for the first down. Titus Petaway, that first step, just so much steam. And that's what you've come to expect from the senior who's now rushed for more than 1,400 yards this season. He's averaging 175 yards per game. He's already found the end zone 19 times on the ground. He's got 1 receiving touchdown. He's a lot of this offense, I'll just say that. 1st and 10 from the 25, back to Petaway, and Petaway gets wrapped up quickly after a long run.
Now, we've talked about the offensive line and the injuries they're having to overcome. Manor also lost their backup running back recently. And so Coach Keller, the head coach for the Mustangs, told us, he's going to have to watch how they use Petaway in this game in particular, because if he gets too gassed, if he comes up hurting with an ankle or something like that, they're going to have to mix and match to figure out who their backup running back is. They really don't have one, so we have to keep an eye on his stamina.
2nd and 10 from the 25, little motion. Wheel route. Johnny Mahedwa, junior wideout, making his first grab of the game, at least on our broadcast.
Yeah.
Something may have happened while we were focusing on the technology. And now it's a 3rd down. The last play of the first quarter.
Chester Bennett on the tackle there. He's known for his coverage, but came up in a little run support there.
Here's Jason Zarnavets. 5 yards to gain, we've got a flag.
Offense. On the 3rd quarter. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Now that ref's mic works pretty well.
He must have found the power button.
He found the power button too. We aren't alone. So that sets up now a 3rd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Or 25, excuse me.
Make some noise for your Warrior defense.
All right. We'll flip the field, start the 2nd quarter with a big 3rd down, just outside the red zone. This one's big.
So after 12 minutes of play, 1 whole quarter, it's Westwood 7, Manor nothing. Westwood scoring about 3 minutes ago, thanks to a nice little Owen Norrell to Lane Wood touchdown. Aerial strike. The Warriors hoping they can pick up a win, get their 4th victory in district play, and continue to keep pace with both Round Rock and Vista Ridge. Both of those 2 teams play tomorrow night on Friday. And just a reminder, our Friday Football Fever weekly highlight show, the only show in town, 30-plus minutes of high school football coverage. Jeff Jones, Corey Mose. Game of the week this week. Lago Vista, Wimberley undefeated, should be a fun game. And check out the scoreboard. This is awesome. Jeff, what's going on here?
This is a moment that Coach Wood, the Westwood coach, told us about before the game started. They said running back Damani Stewart, number 11 right there, who is getting honored on the scoreboard, is just 25 yards away from setting the school's single-season rushing yards record. He went ahead and broke that record. It's a record that's been in existence since 2009 when a young man by the name of Princeton College rushed for just over 1,400 yards in a full season. Damani's done it in just 9 games.
Anytime you surpass college, that's an achievement in and of itself. Congratulations, Damani Stewart. What a career, and it's ongoing. 3rd down and 10 for the Mustangs. Zarnavets rolling,
Perfect.
patient. Great ball, and he gets clocked. That's a 1st down. Rashad Gray, the senior, just his 9th catch this season, but a big one to keep the drive moving for the Mustangs.
Looked like that was Abe Whitley who came and delivered that big shot at the end. I loved what Zarnavets did. If you've watched some of our previous broadcasts, I talk about pulling the chain. As a linebacker, what that means is you don't let the quarterback decide if he's going to string the play out by scrambling to the left or if he's going to throw it or run it. You tell him with your actions. Zarnavets was in full control of that play.
1st and goal for the 5, and look at Titus Petaway as he crossed the goal line. It looks like they're going to mark him an inch or 2 short. Looked like he was going to push his way across the goal line.
Ooh. I know what I would have done right there. If I have a big running back who's just a few inches outside of the end zone, I wouldn't waste the time bringing in other players. I would say run it again. Let everyone in the stadium know my run game and my running back is better than your run defense and your linebackers. Let's line up and do it one more time.
Well, they'll go from the Wildcat here instead, right? No, back to Zardovitz, and there he is. There's Petaway. I didn't even see Zardovitz there. I thought they were just going to hand the ball off to Titus Petaway.
And it's a touchdown, Manor. On the carry.
It's a touchdown, but there's a flag, so hold on. But, Jeff, I agree with you. Just keep the ball rolling. It seems to work out for them depending on how this flag works.
And it's hard for a defense to respond sometimes when they get beat on a play and then you go hurry up. And you can't put that play behind you. You're still thinking about it as you're lining up for the next one. But hey, a touchdown is a touchdown, and that's exactly what Manor got on this drive.
So it's a face mask on the Warriors defense. Touchdown Mustangs. Put 6 on the board for Manor. Titus Petaway. That's his 20th rushing touchdown of the season. An extra point away from tying this ball game up. Victor Villalba with the extra point. Junior kicker, sporting number 81. Just a whole mess. Not sure whatever just transpired out on that football field, but it did not look like football. Whistles. It's a false start on the offense, so that'll push back this extra point. Manor 4-4, 2-3 in district play. They started the year off hot, winning 3 of their first 4. Their only loss on the road at Copper's Cove by just 6 points. But then they met McNeil, beat McNeil by 11. Extra point is up and good. Low liner ties this ball game up at 7 with 11 minutes left in the opening half. Bye week following the McNeil win, and then they met Vandegrift on the road, lost 51-6, got pretty banged up, and since that point, that Vandegrift loss, they've dropped 3 of their last 4.
Yeah, you know, the right win could lead to momentum in the season, and sometimes the wrong loss lingers for a little bit. You wonder if that's what happened with Manor this season. But hey, no better time to shake it off than right now when your playoff hopes depend on it.
7-7, 11 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
You know, something that I was just reminded of when we saw the Manor extra point is something that we mistakenly didn't point out to you about the Westwood extra point. A really cool strategy that Coach Wood talked to us about. He has 2 kickers on this team. The senior, who he really depends on, Pablo Zavala, and then a sophomore who he's trying to bring along, Josh Jack. And one way that Coach Wood brings this young kicker along is ask Josh Jack, the sophomore kicker, to kick the extra point, the first extra point in every single game. He says it's a way of him providing practice time for a guy who's unable to experience the emotions of kicking on a Friday night in practice. You know, you can line the ball up and you can have the team screaming at you to kind of act like there's crowd noise, but it doesn't feel the same unless you're actually under the lights. So that's a low stress, low risk way for him to do it. He gets his sophomore kicker reps after every single first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, and Anthony Wood in his 21st season at Round Rock Westwood, his 19th as head coach. And he said on Tuesday when we chatted with him that he's got more talent this year than he's had in a long time. He's been doing it since 2006. There he is right there, always yelling.
Encouraging. Well, that's what we're saying. Not yelling, encouraging.
Always asking questions. Always willing to have a conversation. And that's what we appreciate about head coach Anthony Wood of this Westwood football team.
Coach Wood was our live audience for the KVUE 6 p.m. Sports Tease today. He came over to say hello and got to watch us do our thing for a little bit.
And he joked with you, Jeff, but when you joke with Jeff Jones, who's about to do his thing, do his sportscast, he said, just like you get to watch us perform on Thursdays and Fridays, I'm going to watch you do your thing and see how you perform. And
yeah.
Jeff, unsurprisingly, you crushed it.
He said in particular he was going to critique my performance. I said, all right, coach, when the pressure's on, I can perform. You know, I've been brought along in these pressure situations just like young Josh Jack has, the kicker, you know. And like you said, I think I did pretty well. That 6 o'clock tease was a good one.
When you came up here to edit stuff, I went over to Coach and I said, how do you do? He said 11 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that good, Jeff. All right, let's see if Westwood can regain the lead. Stewart, seen so long to about the 37-yard line. Doesn't seem like much, but that's a nice chunk of yardage there.
Oh, yeah. A 10 or 11-yard gain on first down?
Yeah.
Give me that every single time.
And credit the offensive line. You've got Andrew Tubbs, senior at left tackle. Taylor Wofford, the junior at left guard. The center, Cooper Case at center, of course. And then right guard, Marquise Bailey. And then Johnny Zhang, the junior right tackle. And Stewart gets back the rock, stiff arm, across midfield, taken down at the Mustangs' 49-yard line.
Yeah, I love what they're doing with their tackles. Westwood's on offense. Their offensive tackles are pinning in the defensive end, and then they'll send a tight end or an H-back out to just kick out the outside linebacker or kick out a defensive back who's coming up. It really just creates just a natural lane there. And if you have a running back like Damani Stewart, who's just one-on-one with one defender, he's going to make that one defender miss. And if you make that first defender miss and you have the people at the point of attack blocked, well, you're going to get 10-yard gains. So that's what we've seen on these past 2 plays.
1st and 10 from the 50. Norrell back to Stewart, and Stewart, look at the shiftiness. Sidestepping, able to get through the hole, and then get another 10-plus yard gain.
That one I don't think was really about pinning anybody or positioning. That was just strength right there. The middle of the offensive line, just pushing around the middle of the defensive line on that play.
So it sets up a 1st and 10 from the 36. Less than 10 minutes to go in this opening half here at the Palace. Westwood, Manor. 25-6A, district play. Stewart, look at the stop, spin, go. Another 6-7 yards, Jeff.
Yeah, the first, not quite altercation, but the first interaction with the defender took place at about 2 yards past the line of scrimmage, and it was on Damani to gain an extra 5, and he did his job.
Nine minutes left in this second quarter. Tied at 7. 2nd and 5 from the 31. Here's Norrell from the shotgun. He's got Stewart on his left hip. Stewart again. One stiff arm. The speed around the outside, out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. You expect Damani Stewart to get a lot of touches. We've seen that all season, but at a certain point, you maybe want to mix in a pass, give him a breather.
That would be the only reason. When a bad run will gain you 5 yards, it's hard to go away from that because it's been so successful. But, to your point, Tyler, Xavier Sutton was the backup running back who has been really productive all throughout the season. He suffered a painful-looking ankle or lower leg injury last week, and so you don't want to overwork.
Manor takes down Norrell, and look who scoops it up. Darian Godley, gone. 75-yard fumble return for a touchdown. And the Mustangs defense, hello.
Darian Godley having a great time out there. Now, Darian's twin brother, Damien, actually plays defensive end, and they have another brother who played defensive tackle, but he's been moved over to offensive tackle. They have 3 of those Godley boys on this team, and they're all playmakers, they're all leaders, and they all do a great job contributing on Fridays and on Thursday nights. Hard to contribute better than he just did right there.
Extra point is up. Extra point is good, and just like that, the Manor Mustangs defense turning into offense. 75-yard fumble recovery for the touchdown for Darian Godley.
So, Tyler, you asked if it was time to mix in a pass. Apparently not.
Don't listen to me, Coach. I don't know what I'm talking about. 14-7, 8:27 left to go here in this second quarter. Critical turnover For a Mustangs team that has been dealing with injuries all season long, talking with head coach James Keller in his 4th season as Manor's head coach, he said he's never had this many injuries. You know, and they shifted from 5A to 6A football a couple seasons ago. They only have between 35 and 38 players on their roster right now. In 12 of them, only 12 of them are seniors. So when you're playing 6A football, it's tough to compete when numbers are like that. But look at head coach James Keller, the strongest, no doubt, head coach in District 25 6A. And he'll tell you that such. He reminded us that when we mentioned it. But he's done a good job of keeping this group together despite all the obstacles that they've experienced this season.
Yeah, for a little perspective on those numbers, so Tyler, you accurately told us this team has between 35 and 38 players on the entire roster. Vandergrift, a team that's at the top of this district, 68 seniors on the roster. Not players, seniors. So they have about twice as many seniors as this team has entire players. They're at a numbers disadvantage for sure.
Victor Villalba, line drive kick, taken by the Warriors. Anais Vance, close to the 35, 40, 45-yard line, and that's where they'll start, trying to recover and bounce back after that critical turnover.
Anais Vance, one of the most versatile players on the team last year. He contributed as a running back, then you had Damani kind of take over and assert himself as the top-tier #1 running back. Hey! Shark is back. It's Shark Week here.
Never seen a shark with hands and arms.
Well, mid-feast. That's how that looks sometimes. But Anais Smith played running back last season. He switched over to be one of the top starting linebackers this season, but Coach Wood told us because of an injury that they had at running back that we were telling you about a little bit ago, Xavier Sutton, if they needed another full-time running back, they would move Anais back over. So very versatile.
1st and 10 for the 45. Stewart. 2 or 3 yards. Damani Stewart, Jamaica native. Took visits to Stanford and Cal over the summer. He's got offers from Mizzou, BC, Northwestern, Texas State, and Wyoming. Now, of course, Coach Wood thinks that list is going to get bigger and bigger as this season continues. But again, it's important to remind everyone that Damani was late to football. He picked it up not too long ago, late bloomer, so he's just starting to get all these looks. And Stewart, breakaway speed, 20. Oh, he breaks another one, spins, and he's... Yeah! Did he get it? He down! They call it a touchdown. What a sensational run! Damani Stewart! Are you kidding me? That was unbelievable.
He's the #1 rusher in all of Texas 6A football. The biggest classification in a state that is known for high school football doesn't have a more productive runner than the young man on your screen right now. He just showed us why. I counted 4 broken tackles on that one, and not just the easy kinds of broken tackles where there are arm tackles or anything like that. He was running through defenders, running past defenders. He showed off everything he had there: vision, strength, speed, and finishing strength at the goal line. This guy is next level good. That's why he's receiving some next level Power 5 offers.
Pablo Zavala, extra point is good, so we're tied up at 14 with 7:32 left to go here in the opening half between Westwood and Manor. And I think a crazy story, Jeff, that we heard this week from head coach Anthony Wood is that he's actually talked with head coach James Keller because there's been so many talented running backs that have run through the Manor Mustangs football program. Taj Brooks, Quentin Joyner. Now you've got Titus Petaway, but it's one of those situations where Coach Keller has some connections. When you're winning football games and you have some star running backs, Westwood really hasn't been great the last few years. They haven't been getting the same sort of attention from colleges and universities. So Coach Keller and Coach Wood are actually teaming up despite being on separate sidelines to help out a kid like Damani Stewart. And I think that's what makes Central Texas so special, is that community aspect despite playing for different teams.
When you're in this profession, you're in it to help kids. They don't put in the hours they put in for selfish reasons. They put them in to help kids. And most of the time, those are kids on your campus. But if you have an opportunity to help kids across town, we need to take advantage of that when you have a chance as well. I asked Coach Wood how often this kind of thing happens, and he said it happens a lot. When you have a recruiter, a college recruiter show up to your campus, and you think that they might be interested in a kid across town, you might tell that college recruiter, hey, I know that you are interested in my kid. Don't forget to check out Manor on your way back home.
Manor back on offense. They'll get going around the 22-yard line. 7.5 minutes to go here in this opening half. So glad you're with us. Tyler Feldman, Jeff Jones, Corey Mose, Johan Castro. We overcame some technical difficulties. We found our groove, and now we're calling some great football.
We are off and running like Titus Petaway and Ronnie Stewart.
And those two guys, the two backs, that was the storyline going into this football game. Two of the top backs in the entire state. There's one guy on the Westwood offense, though. We'll get to him. Young kid, already making a huge impact for the Warriors. Next time the Warriors are on offense, we'll chat a little bit about that young man.
I know exactly who you're talking about, and the numbers that Coach Wood told us about this young man are staggering. I can't wait to brag on him.
Mustangs from their own 22. Petaway works his way across the 30, 31-yard line, close to a first down. Both coaches saying, well, we've got to figure out ways how to stop number 2 and number 11.
Yeah.
And we've seen tonight that that's somewhat of a challenge.
Yeah. You know, if you were to show me the box score at the end of the game, I'd be willing to predict whichever running back has fewer yards in this one is on the losing team. If you can kind of shut down the backfield, I think you'll win this game. 2nd and 1 from the 31. It's Petaway. Petaway dives forward. That looks like it's enough for the first down. Chain gang. Looking like they have their dancing shoes on. Yeah, they're moving. They are moving. And so are the Mustangs. Trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. Just the second meeting between these two now District 25 6A foes. Manor moving up from 5A just a couple seasons ago. Mustangs won 44-9 last year. Out in Manor. Coach Wood not too pleased about how that game ended. Now they've got a chance for revenge. First attempt from the 32. Little wide receiver screen to Cam Lewis, blocking up front. You see big number 51, Varian Godley. That's one of those Godley brothers. The senior, 6'4", 385 pounds. Moved from the defensive line to the offensive line for this game because of all the injuries plaguing this Mustangs team. 6'4", 385, a massive human being. He's getting college interest. The colleges do want to see how he can make it through a season, though, how he moves, how his conditioning is at that size. But he's proven it so far. He can move and he can play. Zardovitz dumps it off to Petaway. Petaway can do it in the open field as well. It's his 34th reception of the season. Anais Smith on the tackle there. Anais Vance. It's Anais Smith. That name sounds familiar. Beats me.
Make some noise for your defense.
Anais. Senior Anais Vance. Sometimes called Anais. Just take the, front half of his name on. Shorthand version. 3rd and 5 from the 37. Zardovitz to Petaway, and Petaway. Oh my! Breaks free! 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Titus Petaway. See ya! It's a running back battle tonight at the Palace.
Number 2, Titus Petaway.
Yeah, gotta give a shout out to Peyton Guyton, the receiver who was out there in the open field blocking downfield. You don't have big, long running back touchdowns unless you have receivers who are willing to block in the open field. Peyton Guyton, great job out there holding that block without holding the defender. Get a penalty flag on him. Part of that touchdown is yours, young man. 21st rushing touchdown of the season for the former linebacker, but wannabe and now current running back. Titus Petaway, averaging $175 per game
on the ground. He's got our offers from Arkansas Pine Bluff, also Arizona State's in the mix, Nebraska, some junior colleges. So opportunities will come his way. It's up to him which opportunity is right.
Yeah, a young man who, and I think he'd be okay with me saying this on the broadcast, a young man who has not just put in a lot of hard work on the field, but a lot of hard work off the field. He had a rough sophomore year academically, and so now that he's a senior, he's still kind of making up for that year of slip-ups, and so he has to do really, really well this year in the classroom for him to be able to accept some of those bigger school offers that are going to come his way. And what Coach Keller told us proudly with a smile on his face earlier this week is that so far this school year, Titus has a 4.0 GPA, all A's for this young man. This young man is working hard in every aspect of his life right now.
Sometimes you need to taste the valley to smell the peak. Titus Pettaway doing such during a special senior season at running back for the Manor Mustangs. 4:53 left in the second quarter. Mustangs leading the Warriors 21-14. Short kick. Their catch is made at the 33-yard line. And that's where the Warriors will take over. Caius Coy.
The end.
The end. I said, is that Caius?
Yeah, I had to double check.
Okay. If you're Anthony Wood right now, what are you telling your team? It's been back and forth, but now you have a chance maybe to take this game into halftime and possibly tie things up at the same time.
I wouldn't plant the take it in halftime in their head. I don't want them thinking about the time right now. I do see that there's less than 5 minutes on the clock, just like you see. So in their perfect world, they do take this into halftime. This is the final possession, but I don't think I want to plant that in their minds. I just say we're going to run the ball just like we've been doing, and we're going to score on this drive. Easy as that.
Morrell from the shotgun. It's right back to Stewart, and Stewart gets about 4 yards across the 35. Might mark him down right at the 35. Second down and 7. Checking out the Mustangs defense. Israel Randall wearing number 20 there, the sophomore. He's got 1 interception.
It's a young defense. Only 2 seniors on this defense, both DBs.
Here's Marquise Murray II, the freshman. First grab of the game, Norrell with the completion. And Marquise Murray II, Jeff, off camera, got some pretty high hopes for this young kid. And you look at his numbers, he leads the team. He's averaging 60 yards per game receiving.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say on camera what I told you and Corey off camera. I said, I know the running backs on the field are going to be amazing, but I think 5 years from now, we're going to say number 2 in orange. Marquise Murray II was the best player in that game. This guy is a freshman who is not just contributing in the largest division classification in Texas, but he's leading the team in receiving right now. Great size, over 6 foot, right around 200 pounds as a 14-year-old. Coach Wood tells us Marquise bench presses 270 pounds as a 14-year-old. That's ridiculous for any age as a wide receiver, but especially as a freshman in high school. He hasn't even gotten close to his ceiling yet, and where he is right now, it's pretty dang good. My hopes for him are extremely high. I think number 2 is going to be something special in the years to come.
And I think number 12, who just made that catch for the first down, the senior Mike Davis, one of the captains, would agree with you, Jeff. First and 10 from the 43. 3:08 left to play in this opening half. Jarrell hands it off to Stewart. Stewart wheels, cuts inside, and zigzags his way near midfield.
So that play is not going to make the highlight tape, but I love what I saw right there. That was a play that easily could have gone for a 2-yard loss, but instead he cut it up. He saw exactly what was happening. He was outflanked. They were going to set the edge, whether it was where they wanted, where the defense wanted to set the edge or closer to the sideline. They were in position to set. So why go find that edge? Why not just turn it up right now, get north and south, and see if I can get past the line of scrimmage? That's what he did, not only to prevent it from being a negative play, but to make it a slightly positive play.
Second and 6, 47-yard line. 2.5 minutes to go in this first half. Darrell fakes the handoff, looks deep, and has his man across the field. It's Brian Perkins inside the 35.
Another young receiver, Brian Perkins, just a sophomore. The passing attack here at Westwood is going to be pretty scary for the next 2 or 3 years. They are losing their quarterback, but, man, they have some guys who can go get the ball on the outside.
2 minutes to go in this first half. Norrell taking signals from his head coach, Anthony Wood. They actually sometimes spend lunch together.
Yeah.
They spend a lot of time together talking football. 1st and 10 from the 35. Norrell sends Perkins in motion, left to right, and finds Perkins in the flat. Gets a couple yards. Clock continues to tick. Warriors have 2 timeouts left. Mustangs have all 3. We'll see how Anthony Wood handles that down the stretch here in this first half. Minute 35, and the clock's ticking. Norrell breaks the huddle. He's got 2 to his left. Marquise Murray to his right. Imani Stewart along his right hip. Norrell drops back, steps up, doesn't see anyone. Takes it himself and slides near the 20-yard line with a minute 10 left in this first half. Norrell gets up slowly. Looks to be all right as he walks off. Maybe a little turf burn. Again, rain most of the day here in the Central Texas area. It's finally dissipated.
We've gone below 1 minute remaining in the half here, so you do have to move a little quicker right now, but you have those 2 timeouts in your pocket.
1st and 10 from the 24. Rolls to his left, around, connects. Perkins inside the 10. Spins, stays on his feet, and he's in for the touchdown. Perfect for Perkins. Warriors back in business. Making 5 receiving touchdowns for Brian Perkins. Tackling optional in that play. The Warriors an extra point away from tying this ball game up at 21. Here's Pablo Zavala. Yet to miss an extra point this season, and he remains perfect on the point after. 44 seconds left here in the opening half. It's Westwood 21, Manor 21. You are streaming live KVUE's Friday Football Fever on Thursday. It's been a fun one so far. Tyler Feldman, Jeff Jones, Corey Mose, Johan Castro. The squad overcoming technical difficulties to bring you some high school football here on this Friday Football Fever on Thursday.
That's it. That's it. Tyler, I've got some news for you.
Yeah, we're in the business.
You're okay with me?
Hit me with the news.
I can just break this news for you on
Break
the
the
broadcast
news.
right now. Just received a text message. It's official. Case closed. Technical difficulties. Not our fault.
Oh.
Yep. We getting to the bottom of it, guys. It
But
was not us.
We're not pointing fingers.
No.
though.
We're just making sure no fingers are pointed at us.
Well, who did I get the text? Oh, man, just to.
Hey, we figured it out.
Hey, sometimes
We
when it
figured it
rains,
out.
it pours, but if you have an umbrella, you can stay dry in that moment. So, 21-all. You know, last Thursday we had ourselves a game at Bible Stadium. Leander beating Hendrickson 41-40, and right now, back-to-back weeks of some great Texas high school football.
Love it.
Zavala kicks it into the end zone. Mustangs will just take a knee. We'll see what they do with 44 seconds left in this opening half. Hopefully with the rain, all the downpours of rain that we had throughout Central Texas today, that weather will start to feel a little bit more like fall and football weather.
Oh, it's always football weather. I mean, we start training for football in the summer when it's 110 outside. Football weather.
Look, Jeff, I'm
If
going to
you're
tell
a
you
good
right
high
now.
school team, you play through
look,
December when it's cold. Football weather.
We agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
110 degrees
Yeah.
in the summer, that
Yeah.
is not football weather.
Ooh, man. And you know I grew up in Houston, so 110 feels like 125.
See, I didn't, so 110 feels like 145. Petaway, can he break free? Again, Manor with 3 timeouts left, so let's see how they use them. The Titus Petaway versus Damani Stewart. Running back showdown here at the Palace has not disappointed.
Well, I'm confused here. Did they call a timeout? They're just going to take this to the half.
Clock continues to run. It looks like Manor is heading into the locker room. So head coach James Keller says, guys, let's go and tie to 21.
All right.
The Palace, the place to be tonight. After 24 minutes of play, one whole half, it's Westwood 21, Manor 21. You're streaming live KVUE's Friday Football Fever on Thursday. And, of course, we'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, the bands, you'll hear them and see them do their thing right here on the streams. Stay here.
What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, your halftime entertainment, we present to you the award-winning Manor High Steppers Dance Team. High Steppers will be performing a field stream routine to Fireball, arranged by Victor Lopez. high steppers under the direction of Mrs. Monisha Washington. Now, for your halftime entertainment, please welcome to the field the Manor Mustangs Band, who perform their 2023 production entitled Crossroads. One major of the Mustangs Band are James Perez Howard, Haley Garcia, and Jennifer Perez Perez. Directors of the Mustangs Band are Carter Calkins, Trevor Stoyanovich, Martin McFadden, and Carlos Soto. The woodwind member of the week is Oriana Rose. The brass member of the week is Dominic Benson. The percussion member of the week is Victor Soto Lopez. The guard member of the week is Lisa Mustangs. And the section of the week is, for the second time this season, the color guard. refer to support the Manor Mustangs Band as they perform at the U.S. Band Central Texas Championship.
the Westwood Warriors.
Walk faster! That one y'all too. Mason, wait, what is that? Wait, let me get it straight. You had wing stop. Now you have Popeye.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll welcome to the field the Westwood tennis team. Ladies and gentlemen, earlier this evening, the Westwood tennis team claimed their second back-to-back state championship, beating Memorial High School 10-3. Up to the team, coached by Daryl Ripple. In the day. In the team includes Rakana Akaniki, Evie Casanelli, Leon Chen, Zoe Chen, Amy Duduka, Simon Jacob, Dana Cordonis, Leah Cordonis, Alex Smetton, Alex Naservich, Nylan Nathan, Jackson Wynn, Ali Oneshie, Faith O, Aditya Parasuramesh, Sibby Raja, Arjun Raja, Samantha Tang, Jenya Talabi, Gavin Wang, Lily Wang, Jason Zong, Brooke Zhu, Daniel Zhang, and Devin Zhang. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your champion, Westwood Warriors tennis team.
underway. Mustangs. That's the 35-yard
This goes
line.
number 11,
Joining us.
Daniel.
21
Down to number 18, Fred Fisher.
Full quarters of play between the Westwood Warriors and the Manor Mustangs. Tyler Feldman, Jeff Jones, Corey Mohill on Castro.
He said my name with a little extra emphasis there. I don't know what it was, but I like that.
That's what deserves get the extra because you put in the work to get the extra. Jeff Jones.
Love it.
Great ball game here so far tonight at the Palace between these two District 25 6A foes. Really, Jeff, we talked about the playoff picture a little bit as there's a mishap in the backfield. Zardovet's able to fall on it, but there was a man in motion, ran in front of the snap, and luckily the Mustangs able to recover and keep the football. But both teams really need to win this game tonight. It's a jam-packed situation within District 25 6A. I don't know how to best describe it, but there's a lot of teams where it's close. It's close, top to bottom, outside of Vandegrift. You have a lot of 3-2 teams and some 2-3 teams. Petaway gets stuffed to the backfield.
Yeah, so numbers 2 through 7 in that district. There are 6 teams within one game of each other. So any of them could finish this regular season in the top 4 and earn a spot into the playoffs. So you have the 2 teams today. We have Westwood Manor, Stony Point, Round Rock, Vista Ridge, and McNeil. All 6 of those squads are still alive and chasing a playoff berth with just 2 games remaining on their schedule.
3rd and 15 from the 31. Manor 2-3 in district play. Westwood 3-2. A win would put Westwood at 4-2. Zardovitz, play action. Over the middle. Had his man.
Yep.
But underthrown. Peyton Guyton was there. Incomplete. So that'll bring out the punt team. Less than 2 minutes into this second half. 3rd quarter here at the Palace. You look at the rest of the schedule here in Week 10 in District 25 6A. Vandegrift undefeated. No one's going to catch them. One of the top teams in the state championship run probably in their future. They're taking on Vista Ridge, who's 3-2 in district play. Round Rock 3-2, playing 0-5 Cedar Ridge tomorrow night, and then McNeil and Stony Point both 2-3 battling it out tomorrow night as well. The snap, the punt, it is off, and it is bouncing past 30, 25, keeps rolling. Ronzel Woods, the junior, putting the Warriors pretty deep. Nice little bounce to get that ball going inside the Westwood 25.
Yeah, 0-5 Cedar Ridge, the only team in the district officially eliminated from the playoff race. The loser of the game that we're doing right now, this Westwood Manor game, likely out. But there's a possibility, especially if Westwood comes up short in this one. There is definitely still a route for them to get there. My math says if Manor comes up short today, their hopes for the postseason are done.
Westwood finishes its season Week 11 at Vandegrift.
That's a tough one.
But Coach Wood says he legitimately thinks his team has a shot. Norrell hands it off to Stewart. He gets bulldozed over by Osiris Cruz Batista.
And you know why I know Damani Stewart is an elite high school running back? When you say he gets bowled over, that's a bad play for Damani Stewart. It's a 4-yard gain. So if you do that 3 times in a row, 3 bad plays for him, gives you a first down. So we know that this young man is special.
Gets tackled hard, but gets right back up. 2nd down and 5 from the 26. Gets the ball right back. Swings left, then right. Fights his way for maybe 1 or 2 yards, but that Manor Mustang defensive front filling those holes beautifully on that play. Elijah Prosser, one of the safeties, coming up on that play to make that stop. High IQ guy, unsung hero on this Manor Mustangs team, wearing number 3 in the red, black, and white. Senior, 5'8", 140 pounds. Came into this game with 34 tackles, averaging nearly 5 tackles per game. 1st and 10 for the 31. Here's Norrell. Takes a snap from the shotgun. Quick pass. Marquise Murray. Stunner step. Near the 40-yard line. Drive continues for the Warriors.
Great block out there in the open field by Mike Davis. We've called his name quite a few times tonight. One of the leaders on offense. He can do it all. We've seen him catch. We've seen him block. Well, I guess that's all.
Mike Davis on the depth chart is listed as a tight end, also the backup quarterback. So in case anything happens to Owen Darrell, who came into this game sacked 8 times. The offensive line is, for the most part, outside of that one big turnover in the first half, has protected him nicely tonight. Oh my, Stewart, straight ahead. Deep into Mustang territory, across the 35, taken down at the 34-yard line. Damani Stewart, Westwood's all-time leading rusher. No one better, and he's showing why tonight.
Elijah Prosser with a touchdown saving tackle there. I want to point out that Elijah Prosser giving up, 70 pounds of weight in that tackle, and he wasn't afraid to make that collision right there. That's why he has earned an offer from Texas State. Elijah Prosser could be playing safety for one of the local teams in the near future.
Talk about eat him up. Eating up Damani Stewart on that takedown. All right, first and 10 from the 34. Darrell, quick pass to Marquise Murray, the second inside the 25. Warriors moving and grooving. And when I say moving and grooving, I'm talking about this right here. We've got a cow. We've got a cow.
What animal is she joined by? Is it cow and...
We'll have to find out later.
Yeah.
First and 10 from the 24. Here's Stewart's spin cycle. And he gets some help from Taylor Wolford. A few yards. We can go back to the cow.
Yeah, I'm still not sure about the other animal.
You can see the reflection from our broadcast booth. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Looks like just pajamas.
You know what? We'll get our investigative team on it, and we'll see if we can get to the bottom of that.
8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Tied at 21 still. Second down and 7 from the 21. Here's Darrell. To his left, short throw, but Lane Wood able to scoop it up right around the first down marker. And the spot is good. That's a first down for the Warriors.
Very efficient drive, everything moving forward. Even the bad plays seem to go for 3 or 4 yards. This Westwood offense looking like what they looked like earlier in the season. We saw them put up over 50 at Bastrop in one of our first Friday football fever games of the week this year. That's when I knew these Warriors were for real.
Westwood winning its first 3 games of the season. First down at 10 for the 14. Norrell. Stewart. See ya into the end zone for another touchdown. Damani Stewart does it again, and the Warriors regain the lead.
Made one man miss in the backfield and then accelerated so quickly. And that acceleration, going from a dead stop to full speed, he's one of the best in town at that regardless of position. And when you can do that and you weigh 210 and you're strong and you have great vision, well, that's when you get those Power 5 offers.
Damani Stewart, Jamaican, newish to football, but boy is he talented. The extra point from Pablo Zavala, up and good. It is 28-21. Westwood on top of Manor, 7:25 left to play here in the third quarter. As I was saying, Westwood won its first 3 games. It's one of the better teams we've seen in recent times under head coach Anthony Wood, and he admits, like, this is one of those teams, a very talented squad. Week 4, though, 24-21 OT loss at home to Round Rock. A game that they were up and somehow relinquished the lead and then fell in OT. That was their first loss of the season. They came back the following week, beat Cedar Ridge 41-0. And then just a few weeks ago, lost here at home 26-21 to Vista Ridge. We were here for that game, but came back again, wins over McNeil and Stony Point. So they're 6-2, 3-2 in district. A really good season for Westwood. But if you're head coach Anthony Wood, I think not making the playoffs would be disappointing. Win tonight, you battle hard against Vandegrift, you put yourself in the best position to make the postseason.
Yeah, a win tonight goes a long way for this team's playoff hopes. And so, of course, they're going to battle hard in every single game, but they know what's on the line in this one. Coach Wood says he doesn't try to fill their head with playoff scenarios and things like that. They just worry about what's in front of them. But these guys have been online looking up the scenarios, and they know that they have Vandegrift next week. So they know that's going to be a tough task. But this one right here, a very winnable game and a lot to want.
Which is funny because talking with head coach James Keller on the Manor sideline, he was telling us that he tells them straight up what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So two different coaching philosophies in that regard, but both work. Peyton Guyton across the 20, and then there's a tackle out of bounds. D.D. Houston, and it was D.D. Houston battling with?
I couldn't see it because whoever it was.
Jack Kelly and D.D. Houston.
I saw D.D. was on top. D.D. was winning that battle. Yeah, 44 for Manor. A sophomore guy who has played defensive end, played linebacker, played a little H-back. So versatile. He's a football player. And as a sophomore, you don't really have to be dedicated to a position yet. Titus Petaway has shown us you really don't have to be dedicated to a position until your senior season, and you can still find success on the field and a bright future in the sport.
So penalty on the Mustangs will push him back to the 9-yard line. The Westwood defense looking to take advantage of this poor field position to start for the Mustangs with 7:18 left in the third quarter. Warriors leading 28-21. Damani Stewart, another touchdown, putting Westwood up a score. Cam Lewis, the reception. Gets near the 15, keeps his feet moving. Finally pushed out of bounds by Josh Hansen, the sophomore. Strong safety for this Warriors team. We're at number 21. There's Cam Lewis. Cam Lewis' big bro Trajan played at Texas Tech. Again, did not play last week with that twisted knee. He leads the team with 65 yards per game, receiving. 2nd and 2 from the 17. Jason Zardovitz hands it off to Titus Petaway, and Petaway not having his way there. Caius Coy making that stop. The junior leads the team with 4 sacks.
There's a little Manor to Texas Tech pipeline. You mentioned Cam's big brother played at Texas Tech. Jaden Cofield, who played D-line at Manor last year, plays at Texas Tech. Taj Boyd, who played running back here years ago, plays at Texas Tech. So those Red Raiders, like the guys who were red in high school.
6:38 in this third quarter. False start on the offense. Head coach James Keller. I've seen him happier. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah.
That looks like a man ready to pounce. 3rd down and 6 from the 13 for Jason Zardovitz, the senior quarterback. Drops back, launches it deep downfield, and it is nearly honed in. What a diving effort. Oh, man.
A lot of disappointment there. He knows that was
Jaden
close.
Buck.
So close to coming in with that one, but did not. I like the aggressive play call on that one. You see one-on-one on the outside, you trust your guy. Let's lob it up and see if you can go get it. Jaden Buck, not a guy with a bunch of catches on the season. Let's see. Just 13 coming into this game, and for their 9th game of the season, that's not a lot at all, but it's good to see they trust him when a significant portion of the season is on the line.
He stayed on the field, hands on his helmet. He probably thought he should have had it. It was slightly out of reach, but a good ball nonetheless by Zardovitz. And Manor will call a timeout. Their first of the half. 6:19 left to go here in the third quarter. Westwood leading 28-21 if you're just joining us. KVUE's Friday Football Fever on Thursday. We've been happy to bring you a live broadcast stream all season long for the first time ever. It's been fun. I'm really happy you've been along for the ride. Tyler Feldman, Jeff Jones, Corey Mose, the entire KVUE sports team, as well as Johan Castro back at the station, making sure we're functioning properly. There's a check at the scoreboard, and Jeff, if you're Manor right now, you're punting again. It's been a consistent theme here in the second half for the Mustangs. You expect the Warriors to get some pretty good field position here.
Yeah. It's all about the run game for Manor, whether you're on offense or defense. On offense, you have to get the run game going, especially on first and second down, to give you third and manageable. And on defense, you have to stop the run game. If Damani Stewart continues to break off those big chunk runs, 8+ yards on a carry, they can put this one away. So you don't want that. You got to find a way to limit the run game when you're on defense and lean into it when you're on offense. And that's probably the same thing they're saying on the other sideline. When your best players play running back, that's what everything revolves around.
What a punt. Ronzel Woods. Net of 75 yards from his own end zone. Westwood will take over from their own 25-yard line. Looking to extend their lead in this ball game. Touchdown's been the largest lead in this game here tonight at the Palace. Again, a rainy morning and afternoon here in central Texas around the Austin area. No rain here tonight, though. Perfect football weather, according to Jeff Jones. Mike Davis in motion. Norrell on first down, just hands it off. Tries to follow Davis. Stewart, though, runs right into a group of offensive and defensive linemen. It doesn't get very far.
Yeah, the big boys up there. Hard to run right through them. And once again, as we said earlier in the first half, if you're playing defense against Westwood and you want to know where a run play is going, watch number 12. He's one of the guys who blocks best out in space. Mike Davis, the leader on this team, took us right to that play.
And I don't know what's going on in the back of the end zone. Looks like a dance-off.
There's competition everywhere, Tyler.
It's
Thursday night.
Thursday night competition. Norrell across the middle, incomplete. Good coverage there by Javon Pierre-Paul, the junior.
Yeah, Marquise Murray went down hard there. It was one of those tackles where if you're not stretched out properly, if you're not flexible, you're going to pull everything there. But hey, he's up, walked it off, looking pretty good.
He's young.
14.
He's 14.
Crazy.
And it's wild. He came into this game as a freshman, you know.
Still a freshman.
Head coach Anthony Wood, yes, he's still a freshman. Head coach Anthony Wood said he's really never, ever played a freshman like he's played Marquise Murray II. Third down and 9 for the 26. Lane Wood in motion. Norrell from the shotgun. Looks left. Will dump it to Mike Davis over the middle, and Davis spins. Keeps his feet moving. Near the 45-yard line. That's a first down. I know that's not the first option on that play from Norrell, but he looked at Mike Davis pretty quickly. Wide open, lot of space. Chains are moving.
You know what I didn't love from a defensive perspective is how much time he had back there and how comfortable he was. He made the read pretty quickly, but he was so comfortable. He didn't seem rushed or pressured, stressed at all. Got to get more pressure on that quarterback.
First down and 10, under 5 minutes to play here in this third quarter. Westwood leading 28-21. Here's Stewart trying to find a seam. The Mustangs are clogging up all the holes right now.
And you know, sometime I'm going back to that lack of pass rush that we saw in that play and really that we've seen the entire game. Sometimes when you have a mobile quarterback, you ask your defensive linemen not to get too far upfield so their pass rushes look kind of different because they're also containing and shutting down those potential rush lanes for the quarterback to scramble. I don't think that was the case there. I think that was just a tip of the cap to the offensive linemen for all winning their one-on-one battles.
Grayson Hall making that stop for the Mustangs, playing both ways. 4 minutes to go. Here's Stewart. Cuts outside, then zigzags inside, but gets punched down. Jackson Cofield and Damian Godley both there for the tackle.
Yeah, Cofield had him wrapped up, and Jackson, whose older brother Jake plays at Texas Tech now, Cofield had him wrapped up, and Damian Godley came in looking like he was going to deliver a big pop, number one, and he leaned into him to deliver that big pop, and the back stayed up. That is a strong running back. You got to hit rack and drive on him.
3rd and 5. Stewart gets the rock, tries to stiff arm his way through, but Osiris Cruz Batista. The Mustangs defense playing with renewed energy right now here late in this third quarter. Punt team coming out for Westwood.
Not a 3-and-out, but a stop. And that's what's important for the Mustangs right now. They need this offense to get the ball back and get that run game going if they want to get back into this. I say get back in. They're one score away, but you don't want one to turn to two and that momentum to go all the way to the other side.
And certainly, I mean, it's been a slow offensive second half, and that is not what you want. Caius Coy, boy, oh boy.
That's a 2-yard punt.
Good hang time. But yes, from Westwood zone 49, it's wow.
From the Westwood 49 to the Manor 49.
Wow. It literally booched right into the sky and then right down.
Huh.
I've seen a lot this season in high school football. That's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah. So it looked like it was going to be a short punt, maybe a 12-yard punt or so, and then it took a bad bounce.
Backwards.
That's the way the ball bounces sometimes.
So 1st and 10, Mustangs take over from their own 49 after the 2-yard punt. 2:56 to play here in the third quarter.
Safeties are walked all the way down, 6 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Zardovets hands it off to Peyton Guyton, back to Zardovets. Flea Flecker has his man, and it's just out of the reach of Cam Lewis.
We pointed it out pre-snap, Tyler. They saw what we saw. When you walk the safeties down like that, that is the ultimate sign of disrespect that a defense can show to an offense's passing game. They're saying, we don't fear you at all. Prove it to us. Show us we got something to be afraid of. They dialed up a play that would not only trick them, but stretch them vertically when they were already aligned in a position that was not advantageous for that. Couldn't take advantage.
So it goes back to Petaway. Zardovets, second time tonight here in the second half that he's overthrown his man just out of the reach for a big-time pass play. Chester Bennett was there on that coverage on Cam Lewis. Really nice-looking play offensively for Manor, inches away from working.
Yeah, it was called at the right time, too. I liked a lot about that play, just the execution a tiny bit off.
3rd and 4 from the 45. Zardovets back to Petaway, and Petaway, can he make his way? Keeps his feet moving. Finally pushed down by Caius Coy and a few other Westwood Warriors.
Whoa.
Ball pops loose. They say they have it. They say they have the football. Fred Fisher, the senior, one of the captains on this team. Let's see what the call is. Looks like Mustangs will keep the football.
You know, sometimes the refs blow that whistle dead or blow that play dead, and anything that happens after that, it's just everybody's supposed to ignore it.
Can't ignore what the Mustangs are doing offensively right now. Trying to navigate a nice drive. Zardovets just has to throw the ball away. Good pressure there. Heavy pressure from Jacob Brown, the sophomore nose tackle. College football playoff championship trophy was actually here at the Palace pregame.
We got to take some photos with it, learn a little bit about it.
The caretaker, Ryan, reached out to us. We said, why don't you bring it to the Palace? It's actually in town for Texas, hosting BYU Saturday afternoon. You can watch the game on KVUE. Second down and 10 from the 38. $1:45 left in this third quarter. Zardovets from the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Petaway. Finds his man, Jaden Buck. Far sideline. Few-yard gain on that pass play.
So I like calling the first down pass, which they did 2 plays ago, and they tried to attack the middle of the field where the safeties aren't playing nearly as deep as most safeties do. I'm shocked to see a second down pass after a first down pass when the run is the crux of your offense. And now you're in 3rd and long where you don't think it's a run play, but you got to get your best player involved somehow.
3rd and 8 from the 36. Petaway gets the handoff. And that's your best player. Did he get enough?
Looks
like a good spot. Chains are moving.
Yep. Waving them
Need a
forward.
first down, need 8 yards.
Give it to you.
Give it to Titus Petaway. Give it to your best offensive weapon.
And you know what? Knowing that he can pick up yards like that does free you up to call whatever you want to call on 1st and 2nd, because you kind of have a get-out-of-jail-free card on 3rd. And in that point of the field, they were probably going to go for it on 4th anyways. So you got 4 downs to play with instead of 3.
1st and 10 from the 28. Back to Petaway. Runs out then in. Few-yard gain. Mustangs. Slow start offensively to this second half, but they're finding their way here with great field position off that 2-yard punt by the Warriors.
Yeah, and I like a lot about this drive. I'm definitely okay with the methodical pace. You know, big plays didn't put up 21 points on the board, not all of them, so big plays don't need to continue.
Second down and 6 from the 24. Petaway again, low to the ground, patient, but then gets pushed back mightily. Jacob Brown, not today.
So you're not shying away from the big plays when they present themselves, but you're not stressing and forcing them. And so I like that. I like how balanced it's looked. They've mixed in more passes than they had previously. I like a lot about this drive. I'd like it more if it ends in the end zone.
Check out the scoreboard. We're through 3 quarters here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. And after 12, 36 minutes of play, it's Westwood leading Manor 28-21. So glad you're with us either on KVUE Plus or our KVUE YouTube channel for our Week 10 edition of KVUE's Friday Football Fever on Thursday. It's been so much fun this season. And Jeff, these are 2 teams trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. It's log jammed in the middle of this 25-6A district. Vista Ridge, Round Rock, Westwood, all 3-2 in district play. McNeil, Stony Point, Manor, all 2-3.
Yeah, and Westwood feels good about things if they can get a win tonight. It looks like they could go ahead and punch a ticket to the playoffs pretty soon. Manor needs a win tonight to stay alive in their hunt for the postseason. There are 6 teams still fighting for those 3 remaining playoff spots in this district. Vandergrift locked theirs up. They are undefeated. Cedar Ridge out of it. They are winless in district play. Everyone else, Stony Point, Westwood, Manor, McNeil, Round Rock, Vista Ridge, still alive, still fighting.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's why we love Texas high school football. Nothing quite like it. 3rd down and 3 from the 21 for Manor to start this 4th and final quarter here at the Palace. Petaway. Can he find a way? Wow. Spins, runs backwards. Did he get enough? Where's the spot?
Spot looks like it's enough, yeah.
I like what he did there.
Yeah.
He almost used his leverage by turning and using his back to push almost like a squat.
Yeah. And remember when I said you're not forcing big plays? That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. When he did that kind of squat, jump backwards thing, he knows he's not going to keep his balance and go to the end zone there, but he might get those 3 yards that he needed for the first down, and that's exactly what he did. Glad we described that to y'all since y'all were looking at the scoreboard.
Sorry about that. 1st and 10 from the 18. Will Manor call its 2nd timeout of the half? They will, so okay. You've got about 12 minutes left here, left in this ball game, 11:26 to be exact. And already head coach James Keller has used his 2nd timeout of this second half. What do you think he's talking about?
I think he's just letting them know how they're going to finish this drive, and I imagine it's going to be on the ground. I'm kind of surprised he called a timeout right here. Let's see what's going on in this huddle. What surprises me in a pleasant way is how this Manor offensive line has worked all night. We haven't seen unnecessary pressure for Jason Zardovetz, the starting quarterback, to have to deal with. We've seen some holes open up for Titus Petaway, and when holes weren't there, Petaway did what elite running backs do, and that's create your own running room.
Look at that line. Devarian Godley, 51. Grayson Hall, 63. Nakia Wilkins-Lee, he's got McMurray and TLU offers, wearing 55. Dalen Maddox, 53. And JT Thomas, we haven't talked about the center. Very cool story. We've got to touch on JT at some point in this ballgame. 1st and 10 from the 18. Zardovetz rolls out, has to throw it, corner pocket, and it is out of bounds. JT Thomas, the center, number 58, senior, 6'2", 280 pounds. James Keller, his head coach, says he's number 1 in his class, valedictorian, 4.0 GPA, quote, smartest kid in Manor. He's got offers from Rice, Navy, and Air Force.
Wow.
Well done, young man. Really impressive stuff. JT Thomas, number 58.
Number 58 on your roster, number 1
in your
in
class.
Your class. Yeah. Yeah. Rice football, that's no joke, man. Amazing this young man has that offer, and he's earned a spot to play on the next level.
1st and 20 from the 28. We've got a pass play. Cam Lewis, far side, gets a few yards. Peyton Guyton, excuse me. Sometimes the 0 looks like an 8.
You know, some might argue an 8 is just 2 zeros on top of each other.
Guyton sometimes can run the football, too. He's run the ball a little bit this season. Got 5 touchdowns receiving, though. Leads the team in receiving yards, 459 coming into this game, averaging 13 yards per catch. 2nd down and 16. 10:42 left in this ball game. Mustangs trailing by a touchdown. Zardovets. Play action. It goes left. Wide open. Petaway was open, but the way in which he had to retrieve that over his shoulder, not easy, but certainly a play that could have been made.
Yeah. So he ran a wheel route after the play action fake on that. It was just perfect. The play action fake gets the linebackers to take 1 or 2 steps up. When Petaway continues with the wheel route, his momentum is taking in one direction, while the linebackers have to switch their momentum and go the other direction. So it gives him an advantage against players who might not be as fast as him anyways. He beat him on the route. The ball was just over the wrong shoulder. You put that ball over the inside shoulder, that's a touchdown.
Huge 3rd down here for the Mustangs, trailing by a touchdown. 3rd and 16 from the 24. Zardovets fakes the handoff, then dumps it over the middle, but he gets met. Oh my, what a play. Fred Fisher, not today.
Fred Fisher and Peter Hewitt, the 3rd there. There were 2 guys to block 1, and both whiffed. And if one of those 2 guys blocks that initial tackler, then it's on the running back to make the next tackler miss. But you're gaining at least 5 more yards. That was a very costly miss by your lineman out there in the open.
L.J. Carter making that catch, just his 2nd reception of the season for number 4, the senior. All right, 4th and 11 for the 19. Mustangs going for it. Zardovets, corner pocket, going for it. Oh, and he had his man, but it's incomplete. Mustangs want a flag, but they don't get it. Scott Uffelman with the coverage.
Yeah, Cam Lewis, I like what he did in midair there. He kind of slowed down to make the defender take a step inside.
He had
and
the
then
space.
He accelerated. And when he accelerated, I think he felt his jersey get tugged a little bit there. It was really savvy what he did when the ball was in the air. And if his jersey didn't get tugged, well, hey, maybe that's also savvy by Uffelman, getting the hand in there and doing it where the ref doesn't see it and doesn't move the flag.
So Mustangs went for it on 4th down. They turned it over on downs with 9:40 left to go, down a touchdown. Now it's Stewart. See how much time the Warriors can run out the clock here. Just 1 timeout left for Manor. You want to use your timeouts early when you're trailing. This is the situation you put yourself in.
Yeah, and I'm still thinking about the decision to go for it there on 4th and long. But I don't know the distance that the kicker has. It's easy to second-guess things at this point. But, yeah, that just didn't seem like a do-or-die moment to me.
9 minutes left. 2nd down and 8 for the 21. Norrell fumbles the snap, picks it back up, and somehow is able to manufacture about 4 yards close to the 23-yard line.
Another example of the offensive line doing really well. When your quarterback fumbles the snap and throws the time, well, hey, Coach Wood, I see you all the way on the field there. When your quarterback fumbles the snap and throws the timing of the play completely off, that's supposed to be a disaster, a huge tackle for loss, or a turnover. Not only did Owen Norrell have time to pick the ball up, dust it off, tuck it away, but he had time to get to and past the line of scrimmage. That, again, means those Westwood offensive linemen were winning their battles up front.
So a 3rd down now for the Warriors. 3rd and 6 from the 23. Norrell takes a snap, fires over the middle, has his man Lane Wood in and out of the hands, and it'll make 4th down now for Westwood.
A little behind, a little high, but definitely catchable. That's a big drop. Manor got the 3 and out that they needed, and now the Manor sideline can breathe with a sigh of relief and say, hey, maybe going for it on 4th down wasn't too bad because we're going to get the ball back and get another shot right now.
Peyton Guyton deep to receive for Manor. Owen Norrell, the punter for this Westwood team. Mike Davis, the snap, and it is not a good punt. Back-to-back bad punts from both teams. Coach Wood is not too pleased.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but was Caius Coy the punter last time?
I think so.
It wasn't Owen Norrell, right?
Now, Owen Norrell is listed on the depth chart as the punter, but I do think it was Caius Coy.
Okay. So, yeah, doing a little changing of personnel at that position and struggling with that. And in a close game like this, field position can mean a lot, especially when you're playing a team. We talked about how healthy Westwood is. Coach Wood said this is the healthiest the team has been at week 10 in the season since he's been the head coach. Maybe this is the most beat up their team has been.
Petaway, not much. Whistle blows. He didn't think he was down. Caius Coy with the stop.
And field position, when you're playing a team that isn't healthy, is important. A team that has to go complete 2 first downs before they're in scoring position is not going to get as beat up. They're not going to get as tired as a team that has to complete 4, 5, 6 first downs before they're in scoring position. So you're making it easy for a team that you should outmatch from a depth perspective.
2nd and 9 for the 29. We've got ourselves a ball game. Mustangs still down a touchdown. Petaway, bounce back, big time. Nicely done by the Warriors defensively. Peter Hewitt III.
Fred Fisher in there as well.
35-18 and a bevy of other Warriors drenched in orange.
Henry Kubelka. There we go. Got to get your name right, Henry. You were back there making some of the initial contact as well.
So another 3rd down and long for Manor. Try not to waste this great field position. 3rd and 13 from the 33, under 7 minutes to go here at the Palace. Warriors up 28-21 on the Mustangs.
I think this is you have 2 snaps here, so you want to get half of the yardage on 3rd down.
Here we go, 3rd and 13. Zarnovitz drops back, gets flushed out of the pocket, throws on the run, has his man. It is caught and hauled in for the 1st down. Johnny Behenwa. Mustangs in business. The junior wide receiver.
15th catch of the season.
How about that effort, though? Showing off the mobility.
Love it.
Jason Zarnovitz completing 55% of his passes, more than 1,500 yards. Trying to lead this Mustangs team downfield and tie this ball game up.
As a quarterback, when everything's crumbling around, you get out of there, but get up in the pocket and look up. Don't just go in there freaking out.
1st and 10 for the 14. Petaway. Patient. Stops. Goes. And gets to around the 10-yard line.
Under 6 minutes here, 1-score game. Mustangs in scoring position. You got to believe they're not going to leave the red zone here without points. But obviously, with that clock winding down and with the run game that Westwood has, you want to leave here tied, not down by 4.
2nd down and 7 from the 11. Let's see what the Mustangs have here. Jason Zarnovitz takes a snap. Back to Petaway. Follows his lead blockers. Keeps the feet moving, and he drags himself into the end zone. There's a flag. It's a touchdown. But let's wait and see.
DeVarian Godley, the young man who played D-line for years. They moved him over to offensive line last week to cover up for some injuries. At the end of that play, did you see DeVarian just grab his running back and carry him into the end zone? 51, my goodness. You're not going to get that touchdown under your name on the stat sheet, but you should.
There's Godley, and right below Godley on your screen are the referees discussing the foul call. Here we go. What is it? It looked like he signaled that you can't lift your guy and throw him in the end zone.
Well, I'm over here on the broadcast talking about how great that is. I guess I need to brush up on the rule book, and apparently,
Me too.
Apparently, the refs know something that we didn't know. And you know what? DeVarian Godley, they moved him over from D-line to O-line last week. Maybe somebody who had been playing O-line for years would know that rule. I was unaware of that.
Corey Moe saying, yeah, that's illegal. Hey, Corey, we appreciate you being well read up on the rule book. What I will say is that may be illegal, but that was awesome to watch.
Yeah, it was. Quick story about DeVarian. We talked about his brothers who played defense. There are 3 of them. They actually live in Pflugerville, but their grandfather was a custodian, a longtime custodian at Manor High School. He said, I like Coach Keller so much, I'm going to make sure my 3 grandsons come here and play for you.
They had to sit out a year, but family is family. 2nd and 14 from the 18. Zarnovitz. He gets taken down by Caius Coy. Ball pops loose. Who's got it? It's Jacob Brown. Warriors have the football. Well, they're saying Zarnovitz was down, and if you take a look on the near sideline, and head coach Anthony Wood, he's beside himself. He's saying, look at the replay. Look at the replay. He says, that's horrible.
Yeah, I was watching that the whole way, and it was Caius Coy actually beat right tackle DeVarian Godley. So it was 2 kind of back-to-back rough plays for Godley. Just traditional swing move, and it looked like Caius Coy had an opportunity to strip that ball the whole time, coming from the blind side, and I think he did.
3rd and long again. 3rd and 26 from the 30. Zarnovitz. Flushed out, he takes it himself, and he gets smoked from behind. Henry Kubelka hustling to make that tackle. So now 4th and 15. You get about 10 yards on that play, Jeff. Here's another chance on 4th down. Let's see what Manor does.
Well, heads up to the Mustangs. Do not ask your offensive lineman to carry you for 15 yards. They will throw a flag. I didn't know.
Corey saying you can push, you can't lift. I feel like we've had this discussion before, not as extreme as that situation right there. 4th and 15 from the 19. Less than 4 minutes to go. Zarnovitz from the shotgun, flushed out of the pocket, on the run, throws it, and it is incomplete. Incomplete. Aiden Chang there on the coverage. Fred Fisher there as well. Big stop for the Warriors.
Yeah, that looked like a catchable ball to me. That was a pretty good ball on the run, under pressure. I thought that might have hit Peyton Guyton. I'm shocked that the junior playmaker didn't come down with that.
Taking a look at the Westwood sideline. Fired up.
Yeah.
Henry Kubelka. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I did it. Let me take a breath or two. 3:36 remaining in this football game. Can the Warriors hang on, or will the Mustangs make some magic? You can't beat this, Jeff.
No. And you know what? I like these moments because we all know who's getting the ball, right? The best player on the field, number 11, Damani Stewart. He's got 3 opportunities to get 10 yards right here. Will he do it?
Just 1 timeout left for Manor. He zigs in, then zigs out, and he slips out of bounds.
Oh, the ref says keep the clock going. He definitely made an effort to stay in bounds. I thought he might have stepped out, but the ref said keep the clock going.
Damani Stewart, we have said his name a lot tonight. Sturdy, well-balanced, fast,
like expensive
aware.
IKEA furniture. Sturdy, well-balanced.
But Damani Stewart can certainly run faster than it takes to get through an IKEA.
Well, yeah, those are pretty big stores.
2nd and 11 from the 18. Less than 3 minutes to go. Mike Davis, motion left to right. He's the lead blocker. Stewart follows him, pushes forward, gets a handful of yards near the 25-yard line. Manor calls its final timeout.
3rd and 4 or 5 right here. Again, I believe the ball is going to go to Damani Stewart. And, you know, the Manor coaches are letting their defenders know right now exactly what the play call is. I would imagine it's one of their better run blitzes. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see their defensive linemen all pinch in. So your right tackle, your right defensive tackle, your right end coming under the people in front of them, and the left defensive tackle and left defensive end also coming under, and so that's forcing everything outside. And so you're probably, if you're doing that, you're talking to your linebackers, you're talking to your safeties, you're saying something is going to spill, it's going to bounce, it's you and the sideline. Don't forget the sideline will help you out. Let's make a play. You're drawing up your best run blitz, and I think that's the strategy they would go with.
Yeah, if you want to learn more about football, just listen to Jeff Jones talk about how to attack the play straight on.
Yeah, we'll see.
The experience speaks for itself. Former standout at Trinity College down in San Antonio.
Standout at Trinity University. Okay, I like this.
You're always going to be a standout in my eyes, Jeff.
See?
Doesn't matter the situation. 3rd and 4 from the 25. Can the Warriors get the first down? Man in motion. Norrell. It's a pass. He has Davis open, but overthrows it. I like the setup. That was Nash Stockdale, the senior tight end in motion. He had Davis, just overthrew him.
Absolutely love the aggression there. Because if you're on the Westwood sideline, you know what Manor's thinking. They're thinking you're going to go to your best player, you're going to run the ball, and then try to pick up 4 yards. So you try to use their aggressive call. If it's that run blitz that I said I would dial up, you try to use that against them. So very smart offensive play calling by Coach Wood and the guys wearing orange. Just couldn't connect.
I will play devil's advocate. No timeouts left for Manor. If you run the football there now, instead of the clock saying 2:39, it probably says closer to 2. Mm-hmm. Norrell with another punt, doesn't go very far and takes a Manor bounce close to midfield after touching down around the Westwood 45. So more great field position. Jeff, I do think that you run the ball there with Stewart realistically, because now there's 2:28 instead of about 2:58, 59 left on that clock.
Yeah, that's a good point. You do want the clock to work in your favor. You have a little more leeway now because you have that 7-point lead. And so if you convert that first down, the game's pretty much over. Yeah, if you don't convert it, well, hey, an offense that has sputtered in the second half still has to go down there in 2.5 minutes and score against your defense. So
let's see what the Mustangs got. 1st and 10 from the 50. Diving catch incomplete, intended for Cam Lewis. Jason Studevets. Sardavets. He's played well tonight, the senior, 6'5", 195. He's got the size for that quarterback position.
225 is not a lot of times, but you can still run the ball.
Sardavets. Nice play. Cam Lewis wide open and has some words to say to Chester Bennett. Says, that's right, that's a first down. Jason Sardavets. Let's see what this Mustangs team is made of. Can they get it done late and tie up this ball game?
Here, what I don't want them to do is ignore number 2. So even though you're not running the ball right now, which again, 219, I think you can still run the ball. Number 2, your best player, Titus Fedaway, needs to be involved in the pass game.
1st and 10.
There's a draw.
It's the draw. Kais Coy, a couple of other Warriors there to make the stop, and Nias Vance there as well. Clock's running. 2 minutes to go in this ball game. 2nd down and 7 from the 35. What a great game here at the Palace tonight. No huddle for the Mustangs. From their 35-yard line, Zardavets rolls out to his left and just throws it away out of bounds. That'll stop the clock and set up a 3rd and 7. All right, so you have 2 downs here, Jeff.
Yeah.
If you're the coaching staff for Manor, head coach James Keller on the left, now in the middle, what are you doing?
Yeah, I want to get Petaway involved, and I want to get him involved in the passing game. So on this 3rd down, I call a screen right here. And yeah, try to get Petaway in the open field with some blockers in front of him, and the little guys out there to run through or run.
3rd and 7 from the 35. Zardavets drops back, steps up, flushed out of the pocket, spins around, throws downfield, incomplete. Intended for Peyton Guyton. Zardavets did his best to stay up, not get taken down. I think he hurried that pass, though. Incomplete.
You know, when the play starts with so much confusion and disruption, it's hard not to feel rushed, hurried, frantic in that situation. He had to avoid 2 sacks. It seemed like 2 seconds into the play.
Well, here's the ball game. No timeouts left for Manor. It's 4th down and 7 from the Westwood 35. Just 1:43 left in this ball game. Mustangs down a touchdown. Here we go. Zardovetz takes a snap, drops back,
There's the
dumps
screen.
it off, and Petaway gets stopped immediately.
It was a play too late.
Jacob Brown. Henry Kubelka. The Westwood defense standing tall, and that is your ball game. Westwood will get the win tonight, barring any magical Manor misfortune. What a stop for Westwood. A must-win game in some parts for the Warriors, as they'll move to 4-2 in district play. That puts them on top of 3-2 Round Rock and 3-2 Vista Ridge. Those 2 teams play tomorrow night. So we'll have to wait until week 10 of this Texas high school football season wraps up. But with the minute 36 left, it'll be Owen Norrell taking some knees to run this clock out. There's 1 knee. Two more should do it. An impressive stand there by the Westwood defense. In a game where Damani Stewart, the running back, shined bright like he has all season. It was the defense who came up big when the Warriors needed it most. Westwood on the verge of winning its 3rd straight game. Another knee from Norrell. His brother, number 4, Drew Norrell, just a sophomore, battled his way back from injury this season to get back on the football field. One final play. 3rd and 20 from the 27. Not that the yardage matters. Here we go. The snap. The kneel. Norrell flips it to the referee. And that does it. Westwood wins a big one. 28-21 over Manor to improve to 7-2. 4-2 in District 25 6A.
And if my math is right, they have pretty much locked up a playoff berth. I haven't run all the scenarios right just yet, but I see 2 teams that could tie them even if they lose next week with 3 losses in district, and that would put all 3 of those teams along with Vanderbilt into the playoffs. If a 4th team is tied with only 3, it would be McNeil, and Westwood will have the tiebreaker over McNeil.
Yes.
So I believe Westwood has locked it up.
Westwood beat McNeil back in week 4, 42-31. They amassed 520 total yards in that ball game, but a huge victory for head coach Anthony Wood and his Westwood Warriors. Their 7th win of the season, their 3rd straight. You can see head coach Anthony Wood there down on midfield around the 45 talking with Titus Petaway, probably telling him how good of a game he played and how good of a running back he is. Very impressive. Once again, it's Westwood 28, Manor 21, your final here from Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. With the loss, the Mustangs fall to 4-5 overall, 2-4 in district play. Once again, the Warriors improved to 7-2 overall, 4-2 in district play. For Jeff Jones, Corey Mose, Johan Castro, I'm Tyler Feldman saying so long from the Palace. Thanks for watching on KVUE. KVUE Plus, our KVUE YouTube channel. We so enjoyed having you here on KVUE's Friday Football Fever on Thursday. Get home safely, everyone.